Seedling turned trash into treasure. In this video, Crafted Nest brings you 20 jaw-dropping DIY hydroponic garden ideas using recycled plastic bottles. From hanging smiley planters to glowing UFO pots, panda-themed herb gardens, fairy cottages, caterpillar veggie trails, and even a working bowl Ferris wheel. You'll be amazed how easy and magical upcycling can be. Perfect for small spaces, kids, classrooms, or your cozy balcony. These garden ideas are not only beautiful but practical and sustainable. Let your creativity bloom while reducing waste. Each design comes with creative inspiration, practical tips, and artistic touches that anyone can do at home. You'll discover how to build a vertical garden, make mini bottle homes, and decorate with character and heart. Artist palette, don't miss out. Subscribe now to Crafted Nest for more ideas that bring joy, nature, and creativity into your home. Sparkles, which idea was your favorite? Tell us in the comments. There's something timeless about fairy tales. Soft-winged creatures that flutter through gardens and bless the leaves with dew. But what if we could bring that magic into our own homes, using nothing more than what others throw away? In this enchanting project from Crafted Nest, we breathe life into discarded plastic bottles, transforming them into charming fairy planters that smile beneath the herbs they carry. Each bottle becomes a character. Painted wings, cheerful faces, maybe a little crown of flowers made from bottle caps. And from the tops, mint and basil spring forth like tiny green trees growing from the backs of gentle forest guardians. Creating these planters is beautifully simple. Cut the bottle, invert it for the hydroponic base, paint it with care, and let your imagination soar. Add soft rope wings or trace the outline of gossamer with marker pens. No rules, just heart. Children love this garden. They give each fairy a name. Water them daily like tiny pets. And in that daily ritual, they unknowingly learn about sustainability, plant life, and care, not from textbooks, but from play. This garden is perfect for windowsills, balconies, or even kitchen corners. It doesn't require a large space, just a bit of sunshine and joy. And every time you glance their way, these fairies will remind you, even waste can grow wonder. Even a plastic bottle can sing. So gather your bottles, gather your paints, and let's make a garden where magic meets meaning, and every sprout has a story. When we think of bees, we think of life, of pollination, flowers, and the sweet hum that reminds us the world is awake. This project brings that very spirit into your garden through the simple, joyful transformation of plastic bottles into buzzing bee planters. Each bottle is painted a cheerful yellow with bold black stripes, adorned with tiny eyes, gentle smiles, and handmade wings crafted from soft plastic, hung from tree branches or balcony railings. These bees seem to float midair, as if tending to the herbs that bloom from their backs. There's a sense of harmony in this creation, between creativity and ecology, between playfulness and purpose. Children adore giving each bee a name, watching them sway with the wind, and checking their herbs each morning like loyal little companions. Creating them is easy. All it takes is a clean bottle, some paint, a pair of scissors, and love. Cut, decorate, plant. And soon, you'll have a garden that not only grows food, but smiles. Ideal for small spaces, this garden also serves as a powerful symbol. These bees, though made for what we once threw away, now bring joy and greenery. They teach us, without saying a word, about balance, reuse, and nature's gentle rhythm. So the next time you hear a bee hum by, let it remind you that even the tiniest life plays a big role, and even the humblest bottle can bloom into beauty, if we let it. Imagine walking past a fence, not plain or worn, but lined with cheerful faces, each smiling, winking, or dozing quietly beneath a burst of greenery. This is a world of the smiling bottle wall garden, where old plastic bottles come alive with personality and purpose. In this heartwarming project from Crafted Nest, we turn every bottle into a tiny friend. Their eyes sparkle, their cheeks blush, and their mouths curl into playful grins. Mounted vertically on a wall or wooden board, each face cradles a pocket of soil or hydroponic medium, letting lettuce, spinach, or basil grow like hair from the top of their painted heads. Creating them is pure joy. The process isn't just gardening, it's storytelling. You paint laughter, curiosity, or calmness into every character. You give names. You give smiles to your surroundings. These planters aren't just fun to make. They're brilliant for small spaces, perfect for school gardens, balconies, or even indoor learning corners. They teach children about plant care, creativity, and recycling all at once. More than that, they make any wall feel alive. When sunlight hits the row of smiling bottles, they shine with warmth, not only from the paint, but from the life they hold. This is more than a garden. It's a chorus of joy, grown from the discarded and nourished by imagination. Let your walls speak. Let them smile. With a little paint, a plastic bottle, and a plant, you can turn a blank fence into a gallery of green happiness. As twilight falls and the world softens into calm, a strange and gentle glow appears in the garden. No, it's not science fiction. It's your own little fleet of glowing UFO planters, made entirely from recycled plastic bottles. This imaginative design from Crafted Nest brings a touch of outer space to your backyard, balcony, or classroom corner. Each spaceship is crafted from a clear bottle, inverted and fitted with small LED base that casts an otherworldly hue. Inside, mint, basil, or spinach grow as if they were alien plants on a distant green planet. The magic lies in contrast. High-tech glow meets low-waste material. The result? A hydroponic planter that feels like a garden from the future, one rooted in creativity, sustainability, and a deep sense of wonder. These planters are perfect for nighttime events, garden paths, or children's science projects. They spark curiosity. They teach us that recycling isn't just about saving the earth. It's about reimagining it. By using something as humble as a bottle and a string of LED lights, you create life, light, and learning. Kids love it. They name their spaceships. Adults admire the soft illumination, and the plants, nestled inside their transparent capsules, thrive silently. There's something poetic about watching tiny herbs grow beneath a gentle alien glow. It reminds us that beauty doesn't need to be expensive or complex. It only needs care, imagination, and a little light. So when the sun goes down, let your garden light up not just with electricity, but with imagination reborn from waste. In a quiet garden corner, a parade of dragons begins to stir. Not fierce or fire-breathing, but joyful, colorful, and full of life. Welcome to the colorful Dragon Bottle Parade, where recycled plastic bottles become whimsical guardians of greenery. Each dragon is a masterpiece of imagination. Crafted from used plastic, they wear scales of bright paint, wings made from recycled paper or cloth, and big googly eyes that sparkle under the sun. From their backs, fresh herbs like basil, coriander, or spinach unfurl, as though each dragon breathes new life into the earth. Creating this garden is a delight for children and adults alike. Every step is a story. Paint the snout, curl the tail, attach playful wings, and watch as your dragon takes form. No two dragons are the same, and that's the beauty. Each one holds a fingerprint of its maker. Lined up on a planter box or garden bench, these dragons aren't just cute, they teach. They invite kids to engage with nature, understand sustainability, and feel pride in creating something beautiful from waste. They turn the act of gardening into a fantastical journey through imagination. This isn't just about plants. It's about turning a simple bottle into a friend, a dragon that grows lettuce, a creature that smiles when watered, a character that makes gardening feel like an adventure. So let your dragons dance in the sun. Let their tails curl, their backs bloom, and their charm remind us that magic often begins with what we choose not to throw away. Up against an old wooden fence or a plain school wall, something wonderful begins to grow. Not just herbs or vegetables, but a parade of cartoon characters, each made from a humble bottle, each full of joy. Welcome to the vertical hanging cartoon garden, where empty plastic containers become animated personalities. Painted as cheerful animals, funny faces, or favorite cartoons, these planters dangle gently from twine, swaying slightly in the breeze, a gallery of smiles growing basil, mint, and leafy greens. There's magic in this idea. It's not just a vertical garden, it's a vertical story, a way for children and the young at heart to bring their favorite characters to life with nothing more than scissors, paint, and a splash of imagination. Each planter is simple to make. Cut, invert, decorate, and fill. Arrange them vertically to save space, whether on a fence, a wall, or a classroom board. Every character gets its own expression. Sleepy, silly, surprised. Every plant becomes their wild green hair. This project is more than just gardening. It teaches design, responsibility, and creative environmentalism. Kids connect emotionally with the faces they paint. They want to water them, talk to them, nurture them. And in return, they learn patience, care, and the quiet miracle of growth. Let your walls laugh and breathe. Let your garden look back at you with smiling cartoon eyes. Because with just a bottle, a bit of paint, and a little love, your vertical space becomes a vertical celebration of color, character, and life. Tucked on a garden shelf or nestled along a windowsill, a little village begins to take shape. Each house built not of brick or stone, but of care, creativity, and plastic bottles once forgotten. In this whimsical project from Crafted Nest, discarded bottles are lovingly transformed into miniature homes, complete with hand-painted windows, cheerful doors, and colorful rooftops. From the top of each little house, green herbs spring forth, like tiny rooftop gardens or magical trees rising from a storybook cottage. Every bottle tells a story. Maybe it's the yellow house with the red chimney. Maybe it's the blue cottage with mint growing like smoke from its roof. Children love to create neighborhoods. Adults love the charm. And the plants, rooted inside with water or growing medium, flourish quietly, sustained by your daily care. This garden isn't just beautiful, it's meaningful. It turns waste into warmth, and it brings storytelling into sustainability. Perfect for balconies, kitchen counters, or school corners, the mini bottle village can teach kids about ecology and architecture all at once. Each planter is easy to make: cut, clean, paint, and fill. You can even add tiny name signs or place them along paths like a fairy town blooming with life. And as your herbs grow, you'll notice something else growing too: a sense of joy. That quiet, gentle joy that comes when you realize that even the smallest act of creation can bring peace, beauty, and renewal. So go on, build your little town of hope. Let your bottles become homes. And let those homes grow green. In a quiet corner of the garden, a flock is gathered not to fly, but to grow. These birds don't flap their wings. Instead, they cradle tiny plants on their backs, their colors shining under morning light. And each one began as a plastic bottle. Welcome to the Bird Bottle Planters Collection, where forgotten waste becomes a chorus of wings and green. Painted in sunny yellows, deep reds, sky blues, each bottle is lovingly cut, shaped, and transformed into a cheerful bird, complete with beaks, expressive eyes, and outstretched wings. But the real magic is what they carry. Herbs like basil, mint, or even young cherry tomatoes growing proudly from their backs. It's as though nature herself trusted these birds with a secret garden. These planters perch on wooden stands, dangle from old cages, or rest on window ledges, bringing color and life to the simplest spaces. They are part garden, part art, and entirely joy. Making them is a delight. Children laugh as they choose colors and give each bird a name. Adults appreciate the charm and the deeper message, that beauty can rise from waste, and that even still wings can help something grow. Whether you're building a themed herb garden, decorating a classroom, or adding magic to your balcony, these birds offer more than greenery. They bring playfulness, color, and a reminder that even discarded things can sing again. So let them perch proudly, let them grow, and let your garden chirp softly with every leaf that rises from a recycled wing. In a quiet sunlit space, a row of pandas sits, not in bamboo forest, but on a garden shelf, smiling gently as greenery sprouts from their heads. They don't move, but they speak of kindness, care, and how even a bottle can become something worth smiling about. This is the Hydroponic Panda Bottle Garden, where each planter carries not just herbs, but happiness. These adorable creatures are made from used plastic bottles, painted in bold black and white, their faces full of personality, sleepy, silly, curious. Tiny bottle caps form their ears, and from their crowns, lettuce, basil, or spring onions grow with grace. It's a garden made for joy, for children to giggle over, for families to build together, for balconies that need more than just plants. They need character. Crafting these pandas is as fun as planting them. Cut the bottle, decorate with love, and watch it transform. There's something deeply soothing about seeing them lined up like friends in a quiet conversation with the sun. And beyond the charm lies a powerful message. Waste doesn't have to end in the trash. With creativity, it begins a new life, one that feeds, teaches, and delights. These planters are perfect for small urban spaces, school corners, or community projects. They're more than functional. They're ambassadors of eco-friendly living, standing in silent rows to remind us that cuteness and consciousness can go hand in hand. So let your pandas grow. Let them grin. Let them turn scraps into serenity. Because in their stillness, they teach us how to garden with hope and a touch of whimsy. Step into the garden, and there it is, spinning gently in the sun, a carnival of green. This isn't just a planter. It's a celebration. A whimsical Ferris wheel bottle garden that turns discarded plastic into a kinetic sculpture of life. Each seat on this wheel is a cut plastic bottle, inverted and filled with leafy herbs, basil, lettuce, parsley, all cradled carefully, catching the light as the wheel turns slowly with the breeze. It's hypnotic, hopeful, and beautifully alive. Crafted from recycled wood or wire, the frame is simple but elegant, designed not just to support growth, but to tell a story, one of motion, balance, and transformation. Children love to turn the wheel, watching their plants rise and fall like little passengers in a leafy ride. Building it may sound complex, but it's easier than you think. A bit of patience, a few tools, and a desire to make something magical, that's all you need. And the result? A moving monument to sustainability. A garden that moves, breathes, and invites interaction. This project isn't just functional, it's inspiring. It's the kind of thing visitors talk about. The kind of garden that teaches kids engineering, creativity, and care, all while making use of what would otherwise go to waste. So let it spin. Let each turn of the wheel carry not just plants, but purpose. Because when creativity leads the way, even a bottle can become a ride into something better. In the corner of a garden, a quiet pond has come to life. Not with water, but with laughter. A dozen frogs sit in a row, their big yellow eyes wide, mouths curled in permanent grins, and from their green heads, herbs sprout like playful tufts of hair. Welcome to the Frog Bottle Planter Pond, where recycled plastic bottles become joyful amphibians. Each frog is painted in cheerful greens, with dotted bellies and wobbly legs made from string or twine. They don't croak, but they grow. These planters are especially beloved by children. There's something about the googly eyes and the leafy hair that turns every frog into friend. Kids water them like pets, name them, and even talk to them, learning about care, growth, and nature in the most heartwarming way. Creating this garden is part craft, part comedy, and all joy. It begins with a bottle, cut cleaned and painted. Add funny eyes, a smile, maybe a tongue sticking out. Then fill with soil or a hydroponic setup, and let the magic begin. Place them together, and suddenly, your garden has a pond full of eco-friendly guardians. Ideal for school corners, balconies, or backyards, the frog garden teaches sustainability in a way that feels like play. It turns trash into treasure, green into laughter, and every bottle into a leap of imagination. So let your frogs sit proudly. Let them grow mint instead of moss, spinach instead of slime. Because in a world that moves fast, sometimes the happiest gardens are the ones that simply sit, smile, and grow green. Imagine a tree that smiles back at you. As you walk beneath its branches, a collection of colorful faces sway gently in the breeze, each one laughing, grinning, or dozing beneath a crown of green. Welcome to the hanging garden bottle faces, where joy grows as easily as mint. These planters begin life like many do, as empty plastic bottles. But with a little pain and imagination, they transform into charming characters. Wide-eyed and rosy-cheeked, silly or serene, each one unique. They hang by rope or twine, catching sunlight and attention alike. From their heads, herbs like basil or parsley sprout upward, as if these happy faces are thinking green thoughts. The simplicity is part of the charm. You don't need a big yard. A tree branch, a pergola, even a laundry line will do. And with every swing of the wind, they come to life. For children, it's like a garden in the sky. They'll giggle while painting faces, name each one, and eagerly check their growth. For grown-ups, it's a playful reminder that gardening doesn't have to be quiet or serious. It can be full of color, humor, and love. The process? Easy. Just cut, decorate, plant, and hang. Use what you have, and let creativity lead the way. In a world of sameness, these little faces remind us of individuality, of laughter, of the beauty that comes from doing something just for the joy of it. So hang them high, let them dance in the sun, and watch your garden smile back at you. Winding its way across a wooden bench or the edge of a garden path, a giant green caterpillar rests, not munching leaves, but growing them. Made entirely of recycled plastic bottles, this cheerful garden creature brings a touch of nature's whimsy to the world of sustainability. Each bottle becomes a segment of the caterpillar's body. Painted in soft shades of green or brown, they connect with twine or zip ties, forming a gentle curve as it crawling slowly toward the sunlight. At the front, one bottle becomes a smiling face, wide googly eyes, a painted grin, and bendable rope antennae that bounce with the breeze. From the tops of each segment, life emerges. Mint, spinach, basil, a row of green crops that sway with every gust of wind. It's as if this caterpillar doesn't eat leaves, but grows them for you instead. Children adore this project. It's playful, creative, and deeply engaging as they assemble the body and paint each part. They're also learning about recycling, ecosystems, and how simple materials can be reimagined. There's joy in every step, from the silly face to the proud moment the first leaf appears. And for adults, it's a functional garden with charm. Perfect for patios, schoolyards, or backyard borders, this caterpillar invites conversation and sparks curiosity wherever it wriggles into view. In every segment lies a chance to grow. In every smile, a reminder that nature has a sense of humor too. And in every recycled bottle, the possibility of a garden that makes you smile before it even blooms. Along a sunny garden bench or perched by a kitchen window, a family of bears waits quietly. Not wild or fierce, but soft-eyed and sweet, their white fur glistening under daylight, their heads gently blooming with mint, basil, and more. Welcome to the world of bear bottle herb planters, where warmth and whimsy grow hand in hand. These delightful creatures are made from recycled plastic bottles, lovingly cut, painted, and shaped into cheerful little bears. With round ears fashioned from bottle caps and kind expressions brushed on with care, they feel like characters from a picture book, only now they grow food. Each bear cradles a tiny garden on its crown. The herbs sprout like tufts of green fur, swaying with the breeze or basking in the morning light. It's the kind of planter that invites children to giggle, adults to pause, and every passerby to smile. Creating them is a joy in itself, a craft day waiting to happen. Paint the faces, name your bears, and fill them with plants. It becomes more than just gardening. It becomes companionship. A kitchen full of bears watching you cook. A balcony lined with guardians of green. And in every smiling bear lies a quiet truth, that care and creativity can turn waste into wonder. That growing herbs doesn't need to be serious or sterile. It can be playful, personal, and deeply comforting. So let your bears grow. Let them stand together, paws tucked, herbs rising. And every time you catch their gentle eyes, remember, sometimes the smallest garden can hold the most heart. Every big garden begins with a small whisper, a sprout breaking through the soil, reaching quietly for light. And in this soft, sacred moment, we find the heart of the bottle-capped seedling garden, a celebration of new life using the simplest of materials. Here, clear plastic bottles are cut, inverted, and transformed into mini greenhouses. Each one cradles a beginning, basil seeds stretching upward, coriander waking slowly, spinach just finding its breath. A splash of color comes from the bottle caps, bright reds, blues, greens, used as cheerful covers or gentle vents. This setup isn't flashy. It's honest. It's transparent, literally, letting you witness every root and every rise. Children peek inside daily, marveling at the miracle of growth. Adults rediscover patience, wonder, and the beauty of quiet effort. Creating these planters is as simple as it is fulfilling. No fancy tools, just bottles, water, and care. Place them on a sunlit shelf, a garden crate, or near the kitchen sink. They ask for so little and give so much in return. These planters are perfect for starting herbs or vegetables before transplanting. But many choose to leave them just as they are, a line of gentle beginnings glowing in the light. And perhaps that's a magic. In a bottle once discarded, life finds a new chapter. In a cap once forgotten, color returns. In a sprout once invisible, hope grows again. Let your garden begin, not with grandeur, but with smallness, clarity, and heart. Some gardens grow food, others grow flowers. But in this enchanted space, the garden grows stories, whispered through wings, horns, and leafy crowns. Welcome to the fantasy garden bottle characters, where plastic bottles are reborn as magical beings. Each planter is a character. A unicorn with lavender wings and basil sprouting from its mane, a golden phoenix cradling time between its feathers, a gentle fairy smiling with parsley in her hair. Made entirely from recycled plastic bottles, these fantasy figures invite wonder into every corner of your garden. The joy lies in creation. Every bottle is an invitation to imagine, to paint eyes full of stardust, to sculpt wings from paper scraps, to glue soft ears and tails. Whether you're crafting a unicorn forest or a dragon circle, each creature becomes part of a living story. Children are especially captivated. As they build and care for these creatures, they engage with gardening through narrative and emotion. They protect their phoenix from too much sun. They name their fairy and water her wings. And in doing so, they learn about responsibility, nature, and the magic of recycling. These characters fit beautifully in themed corners along garden stones, or even indoors on windowsills. They're not just planners, they're guardians of creativity, reminding us that waste can become wonder, and that play can grow just as well as plants. So craft your creatures. Let them fly, watch them bloom. Because when we imagine a garden filled with stories, we sow more than seeds, we grow a world. Step beneath the canopy, and you'll feel it. The breath of green life surrounding you. But this isn't the rainforest. This is a hanging hydroponic jungle, grown from bottles, rope, and imagination in a quiet corner of the city. Using layers of recycled plastic bottles, each one carefully suspended and planted with lush trailing herbs, you create a curtain of nature. Mint tumbling downward, basil peeking through leaves, pothos vines reaching like jungle tendrils. As the wind flows through, the plants sway gently, casting dancing shadows across the floor. This garden is more than vertical, it's immersive. It doesn't just grow in a space, it transforms it. A balcony becomes a retreat, a patio becomes a forest, a school wall becomes a jungle dream. The magic lies in its movement and depth. You start by cutting and arranging bottles into cascading tiers. Fill each with hydroponic medium. Insert your chosen greenery and suspend with sturdy ropes. Before long, the layers blur together into something wild, breathing, and alive. This project is a haven for plant lovers, a statement for sustainable design, and a gift to the senses. It cools the space. It softens the air. It hums with peace. Children love walking through it. Adults pause beneath it. And somewhere between those green curtains, the world slows down. Because sometimes, what we need most is not a grand garden, but a quiet, rustling jungle we made ourselves. Bottle by bottle, leaf by leaf. In the heart of a schoolyard, where learning meets laughter, a wall smiles back. It's not just paint or bricks. It's a row of bottle faces, each bursting with life. This is the Smiley School Garden Wall, where joy, education, and greenery grow side by side. Made from recycled plastic bottles, each planter is transformed into a cheerful character, painted in bold colors, with big eyes, wide grins, and sometimes even a little wink. From their tops, mint, spinach, or lemongrass sprouts proudly, as if their thoughts were made of leaves. This wall is more than decoration. It's a living classroom. Each plant bears a label. Children learn to identify herbs, understand how roots grow, and even track moisture and sunlight. But more than that, they connect. They water Mr. Mint or check on Captain Coriander, giving names and care with a gentle pride only children have. Creating this garden is a class project waiting to happen. Paint sessions become art lessons. Planting becomes science. Observation becomes mindfulness. And when harvest time comes, so does a lesson in gratitude. For the school, this isn't just about greenery. It's about values, reuse, nurture, responsibility, and imagination. It's a wall that teaches even when no one's speaking. And for the children, it's something more, a place where their creativity blooms as brightly as the plants. So let the wall smile. Let the garden teach. Let the bottles sing in rows of color. And let every leaf be a reminder that learning truly grows when rooted in joy. Standing tall like storytellers of the soil, these totems whisper of growth, memory, and culture, not carved from wood, but born from bottles. This is a fantasy bottle totem garden, where each layer holds a plant, a pattern, and a piece of wonder. Each totem begins with stacked plastic bottles, cleaned, cut, and painted in vibrant motifs inspired by world cultures. Faces smile, eyes watch gently. Symbols spiral like stories from long ago. From the openings, plants grow, basil from the brow, mint from the shoulders, coriander nestled in the chest. Each segment becomes both canvas and cradle. It's a garden that stands up, that greets the sky. And it's more than decoration, it's dialogue about sustainability, about ancestry, about how even what we throw away can become something that stands proudly again. Perfect for schools, community gardens, or backyards, these totems are collaborative at heart. One person paints, another plants. Children take turns watering. Every detail becomes an act of shared care, and together, they build something taller than themselves. You can theme each totem, one for kindness, one for courage, one for joy. Add nameplates, stories, or QR codes to tell the meaning behind the patterns. Let it grow not only greenery, but understanding. In a world where things fall apart, this garden reminds us we can build up again, bottle by bottle, root by root, color by color. So raise your totems. Let them speak in leaves. Let them remind us that beauty rises tallest when it's rooted in purpose. Step into the garden and discover a world of creatures, not behind cages, but under the sun, blooming with herbs and full of joy. This is the Bottle Recycle Zoo Garden, where lions roar with parsley, elephants trumpet with mint, and giraffes stretch tall with leafy manis. Each planter is crafted from a humble plastic bottle, lovingly shaped and painted into a friendly animal. The elephant's ears may be cut from soft cardboard, the lion's mane made from yarn or curl paper, the giraffe spots dotting the bottle's long neck. From their backs or heads, herbs grow like playful fur, turning every beast into a little green miracle. Children are captivated. They name the animals, learn their traits, and gently water them each morning. It's more than gardening. It's a living, breathing zoo made by little hands and big hearts. Perfect for schools, playgroups, or even your home garden. This DIY zoo teaches more than botany. It sparks imagination, fosters empathy, and weaves environmental lessons into storytime fun. Each animal can come with a sign. I'm Jared the giraffe. I grow spinach and smiles. And parents, they marvel too at how waste becomes wonder, at how the wild can live again, not behind glass, but within the soft reach of a child's hand. So build your zoo. Let it grow. Let the garden echo with laughter, rustling leaves, and tiny footfalls. Because sometimes the wildest dreams grow not in faraway lands, but in the green corners of a bottle repurposed with love.